It is a fresh, shiny, new August week. Kyle's kids are in school. Today we're talking about the quote Inflation Reduction Act, best time to buy a car, and pharmacies going into primary care.
Everywhere I go, the people really want to know who I is and who I be. They stop and stare with me.
It's just a Monday. We got some things. Kyle's setting up his AV still. But it's been literally just a really, really busy season through the summer this year. Tons of news, tons of movement back and forth. Kyle, your kids went back to school today. Holy crap. Oh, no. I don't know why I can't hear Kyle. I can hear Kyle now. There we go. So, Kyle, your kids went back to school today.
They went back to school today.
You're like,
I'm telling you what, I just reset 8 things in the time it took you to start the show, by the way, because everything was not happening. I was like,
It's all right. Yeah. It's okay on a Monday.
It's that
okay.
Kids went back to school first day thing is exactly
I bet it messed your whole routine up.
It messed the whole thing up, but no, they're super excited. I've got a kiddo in third and a kiddo in first, and then a baby. So we did the old first day picks. The baby was in there for the first time, so it was a good morning. It was a good morning.
How much fun!
We'll see how they did.
What a different life in the South and the Northeast. My kids got dropped off at summer camp last night.
Golly, they're like, it's still warm, Dad.
We literally
summer camp.
There's a full month of summer left up here.
Unbelievable.
Like literally, there will be a month when all the Tennessee kids will be becoming smarter than Northeast kids.
That's exactly it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, look. Apparently, in the South, we need it. Is what it really is.
Yeah, I couldn't go there with that.
Like a long history of Southern kids. You know.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We'll keep going. So we are on almost on the 30-day countdown till the SotuCon, and details and tickets are selling and the party's shaping up. We're actually about to release sessions and session descriptions. We've been working on those tirelessly over the last week. You know, it's one of those things where you can't pick a topic or a description too early these days, or it could be irrelevant by the time you get there 30 days later. So we've kind of been stretching this one.
Yeah,
out.
we're like customers are struggling due to high gas prices.
Oh. Well, higher gas prices, I guess. High-ish.
Maybe.
Who knows where we'll be? I hope that's the most irrelevant content ever in 30 days.
Yeah, everyone's going to go to NADA and all the titles are going to be like, what to do in a recession, and we'll be out of it already. It'll be nuts.
What to do, and we'll just like cross out the like after recession. Well, that was a quick one. Yeah. So all that said and done, keep apprised on actually our Instagram account is a great place to keep up on the recent stuff on a SotuCon. It's just at a SotuCon. But if you haven't got your tickets, please get them. We want you, the people in this community, to be the ones we're with in person. Got some new speakers saying they're going to be coming down, people making plans, people bringing spouses. So I think we're in that go zone now when people are getting serious. The text messages I've been getting are just like, hey, what hotel? Hey, what's this? Hey, when should I fly in? So that's a good thing too. Also releasing podcasts on podcast. Damon Lester, awesome, incredible episode dropped on Friday. So that is available now on Auto Collabs. You can go to autocollabs.com or just search Auto Collabs on your favorite podcast.
And this morning we released Glenn Lundy's episode. So if you're following real close, you can catch them both on your Monday lunch break. And then we'll also be dropping them on, if you want to watch the video version, we're dropping them on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube at noon every single day. So you can, noon Eastern. So for those Eastern Central folks, you can grab it on a little lunch break and watch and listen and learn and just be encouraged by some industry greats.
So from this point forward, we got a bunch of meetings stacked up. So we're going to give you the day's news in 11 minutes. Can you handle that?
Let's go. Firehose.
Okay. The Inflation Reduction Act, as it's called, was passed through the Senate on, and I don't even know what to call it, but it's some special consideration where you can kind of speed up the approval process without any filibuster or without any bipartisan support by doing it on a weekend, apparently. So they did it on a weekend.
Hey.
The tax credits that we talked about in depth last week, the EV tax credits, are a part of that bill. A little summary, it lifts the ban on the 200,000 units. So any manufacturer can get the credit, regardless of how many EVs you sold. There are significant requirements that battery assembly is done in the U.S., up to 100% assembled in the U.S. by 2029. 60% of the materials have to be sourced in the U.S. There's an MSRP cap of $80,000 for trucks and SUVs, $55,000 for sedans, and an income level to get the credit, $300,000 for married couples filing jointly, or $150,000 for single. And by the way, Kyle, this little thing that kind of just happened in the bill, and I was like, how come this isn't like one of the headlines and everything?
I caught that this morning.
There's like this little department in the government called the IRS. And if you spell the IRS, it'll give you a full description of what the IRS does. And it's going to just be doubled in size now. Like literally, they're going to double the IRS.
Wait a second. Okay, so
bigger than the Pentagon now.
Okay. I don't think I can comment on this one. But this is like let's call this like Shopify 2.0. Okay? I'll just leave it at that. I'll just leave it at that.
It's a strictly business decision. As they do say, there's for every dollar spent, $5 in well, they'll call it revenue. It's really interesting when taxes is like seen as revenue, and that's one of the things with government, right? They don't actually generate anything. It's actually coming from somewhere else. But the IRS will be double. They say that they're going to be mainly focused on billionaires and kind of partnership returns and alternative assets, and they promised that whenever all the people they're hiring aren't focusing on those things, they won't be focusing on anything else. They're not going to go into the middle class at all. They're not going to look at your tax return.
Not tax returns, not auditing, nothing like that. Definitely not. They are purely focused on
that's it.
The top 1% for sure.
Double in size. Man, I wish Soda could double in size.
Just throw it in there. Yeah.
Let's do that. We'll just take a small percentage of money off of every vehicle transaction.
Genius.
Just like $1.
No, just $1. We'll take 30 cents. 30 cents of every vehicle transaction every month. Send it our way. We're good.
For the betterment of everybody. We won't even have to put out good content. All right.
Speaking of good content.
Quick, get out of this one. Pull up.
There was no segue there, just as a note to everyone watching.
We better get out of this story quick. There's no segue. All right. So apparently, remember when people used to tell you, hey, this is when the best time to buy a car is. And there's all kinds of advice on you should buy it in the spring, in the fall, at the beginning of the month, middle of the month, end of the month. Well, a 2020 report, so the year 2020 report from U.S. News and World Report has been making a fresh circulation on the internet because it's so difficult to know when to buy a new vehicle. And I don't know if you know, Kyle, but the 2020 strategy for buying a car is a little different than the 2022 strategy.
Antiquated, right? Yeah. So some of those outdated tips that this report, and we're not saying these are tips, we're saying these are the outdated tips that are circulating in this report, are things like avoid buying cars in the spring. August is the best time to buy non-luxury vehicles. December is the time to buy a luxury vehicle. The holiday shopping season, whether that be weekends or week between Christmas and New Year's, is the best time. And so this is what this article is saying is, hey, a lot of consumers are kind of rereading this, and they're having their minds attuned to, hey, that's again the best time to buy a vehicle. So obviously,
it doesn't feel like that at all.
Yeah, we in the industry know that that's just definitely not true, right? I've had a couple of people recently ask me, hey, is it a good time to buy a blank car, new car, used car, anything like that? And I said, well, actually, the best time to buy that car right now is the time that you can find the one you need or want. Yeah. Because there's no game of waiting right now that allows people to get some semblance of, oh, the better time or the deal. It's just, hey, can I find the car that I need or want that fits my budget? And that should be the go point for anyone looking to purchase a car, because there's no promise of inventory even 4, 6, 9 months from now. There's so much at stake. And so, but what we have to realize as an industry is that this article kind of circulating around popular pop culture attunes our customers to a different way of approaching shopping at this point.
Without a doubt. I mean, this is a chance to educate, right? So if people are searching this, right, when is the best time to buy a car? You should be making content that is called, this is the best time to buy a car is ... right? right? This could be email drip campaigns. It could be your marketing. It could be searching hashtags and then making organic posts and pointing things back to it. People are searching this because they don't know. So great idea. If you tell them it might not be right now and you're a dealership, do you think that might build a little bit of trust? A car dealer saying, you want to buy a car? It might not be the best time to buy a car. But guess who they might come back to when it is the right time to buy a car? So I mean, like, look, when things like comes happen, this is really an opportunity for the savvy communicators to understand and look over the horizon 60, 90, 120 days, because if people are searching it, they're in consideration, but it might be 6 months, right? Especially in the environment that we're in. So
yeah, from a marketing perspective, just thinking about that as far as the funnel, thinking of that as the question, you've actually got a very, very top of funnel, high funnel customer because they're early in research mode. They're not like, where is the lease on the 2022
right.
Toyota Camry? They're going, hey, should I be even shopping at this point? And so you can think about that communication mode as a high funnel. And so you're just taking them from that to the next step. You don't have to take them all the way from top of funnel to sale right away. And so education is a part of that funnel research. And so being there where they need you, when they need you, is an important part of the marketing strategy.
Especially look at some of those tips, August being the best time to buy a non-luxury leftover model. So if that advice is circulating, guess what? It's August.
Right there. Done.
Go for it. Go get them.
You should tell people it's the best time.
I don't know.
I don't know if it is.
It might be. It might not be. I don't know. Nobody knows. That's the point, I guess. Speaking of, I had one and then I lost it with that last comment. I don't know.
Speaking of opportunity.
Yeah, sure. Speaking of segues. Stop. I'm not even going to play the whole thing. Doesn't deserve it. So CVS.
Welcome to Monday, everyone.
Yeah, CVS is getting into primary care. Now, I know you've seen a lot of other people out there, a lot of other companies getting into this primary care kind of boom, but CVS was actually the first to break the plane of a pharmacy getting into patient care when it acquired Minute Clinic in 2006. And it grew from 83 units to 1,100, which is basically nurse practitioner staffed. So not physician staff, nurse practitioner staffed for some basic things. And now they plan to enter primary care full on and acquire their way into over 1,000 primary care units across the country, with competitors like Walgreens acquiring Village MD and Walmart acquiring MeMed to add virtual like mental health and physical health services to an existing primary care facilities. Also, we talked about Amazon acquiring One Medical. Obviously, CVS is on its way to being your next stop for primary care, which makes so much sense. It makes a lot of sense.
From a business perspective, it makes a ton of sense. From a customer perspective, you could argue both ways, I think. But, this is when I look at this from a business perspective, you just think if this is your primary business model and the upstream effect of that primary business model, whatever the upstream is, could be your secondary or become your new primary that feeds the current primary business model, is what upstream channels are we not looking at within automotive? I mean, we actually just talked about one, which is content. I know a couple dealers that have been able to monetize their YouTube channel. Now, it's not millions of dollars or anything like that, but they're monetizing their YouTube channel. Think about that. They are monetizing the upstream search capacity of an automotive dealer. So they're using their core and going, hey, what things upstream can I give customers that are revenue opportunities? And I think that's just a way of looking at your business in an entrepreneurial way that says, like, what connected channels are able to be monetized without just like only living in this single channel.
It's funny. I was thinking about like, what are the comparisons with the auto industry? And of course, there's so much transition going, right? This is going to upend, medical practice. This is upending it, right? All of a sudden, these pharmacies are like, oh, well, there's a lot of focus on health and less on like using chemicals, right? So they've all rebranded to be like, we're proponents of health and not pharmaceutical distributors, right? And so they've already made that shift. This would be like a service center, like car dealers just servicing cars and be like, you know what? I think we should sell cars and that would keep our service lane busy. Right? This is really more akin to that for that industry. But I think regardless, what it shows is that No industry is safe. Everything, the separations between digital and physical and, old business models and new disruption and new entrants, like it is not just in the auto industry, it's everywhere. And this is one where it's a massive disruption, I think, of a really old industry being done a really unique way for a long time.
Yep.
And now they're saying like, no, actually, let's see how we can get the services in front of the customer in a way that, pushes our business model forward. So I think it's just more signs of the times in healthcare.
Absolutely. I think we're seeing this across every industry, and paying attention to what it is, no matter what vertical you're in, is important to having those entrepreneurial thoughts, because you can look at other industries and draw back ideas and execute on them.
So school is starting. Kids are in summer camp. Things are changing everywhere. We hope we got you fired up a little bit on Monday morning to just get out there and attack the game, right? It's always changing, but if you change with it, guess what? You and me and the whole Soto crew can win this one.